My grandfather, he invested a number of years ago in one of the gigantic aquariums in America. One of these aquariums where they have, they have penguins and killer whales and sharks, and you walk into this glass tunnel that's basically completely glass. You walk through and you're surrounded by sharks, and you basically walk through this tunnel while you're completely submerged in a tank of sharks. So he invested in this many years ago. I always had this dream of walking into such a tank with a little hidden water gun. And while you have all the, the line of people in front of you, you just give a little spritz and somebody's gonna feel water dripping, and that would make a lot of panic, stampede, and that's why I never did it. But it was an interesting thought as a child to be able to have some fun. I also thought about doing it in the Holland Tunnel in New York, going to Manhattan when you go under the ocean, to take like a little super soaker and get water to drip down from the ceiling. I know I have a warped sense of humor. Sorry, forgive me. Like I said, rabbis are allowed to do this once in a while. Anyway, so my grandfather invested in this aquarium, and he met the staff that was going to put the aquarium in place, and the scientists and the technicians that were needed, unbelievable. And they had a meeting, and one of the things that they had to discuss was how at different times during the day and during the year, they needed to control the temperature of the tanks for different fish and for different periods. It had to be, sometimes it had to be a little bit colder, sometimes a little bit warmer, sometimes there had to be more salt, sometimes there had to be less salt. In this tank, the salt water had to be at this level, in this tank at this level, because too much would kill this type of fish, too little would kill this type of fish. And my grandfather looked at the people around this table, and we're talking about millionaires and scientists and technicians and everything. And he said, "Did you ever wonder who does this in the real world? Did you ever consider that there's someone out there that has arranged the big tank, or the big many tanks called the oceans of the world, that this is all done by itself? That the salt levels are perfect for each animal in their habitat, and the cooling and the heating, and somebody taught the different mammals to travel across the world during winter so that they could get the heat that they needed, because their body wouldn't be able to do well in the freezing cold. And other animals wouldn't need to, because they knew already that they could survive." He said, "Did you ever think who taught the world? Who put this system into play?" Think about it. If you've got an aquarium and there needs to be constant checking, constant different amounts of different things constantly being put in to keep everything perfect, and the world, it's run in very much the same fashion, just we have no idea that there's somebody controlling everything. Some people call it Mother Nature. We don't believe in that. There's no mother, and she's definitely not natural. There's Father. That's God, Hashem. Hashem is everything in nature, is Him. Interestingly, the numerical value, the gematria of the word hateva means nature, is the same numerical value as Elokim, the name of God. And the reason this is because hidden, meaning numerically hidden in nature, is God. God, you can see Him, you can realize, you can feel Him through nature. If a person is able to remove all the things that don't want him to see God, and say when he sees this beautiful, brilliant world, this universe, and how everything works together, and how everything is set up perfectly, this is called seeing Elokim, seeing God in Hateva, in nature. This Avraham Avinu taught us. He looked at the world and he saw that there were stars. And he said, where did the stars get their light from? Then he said, well, maybe it's from the moon. And he said, well, wait a minute. The moon can't be the main source for everything because it only comes out at night. During the day, it goes away. So he can't be the main thing, so maybe it's the sun. But it's not the sun because the sun goes away at night and only comes out during the day. So where's the source for everything? Said Avraham Avinu. And his answer was not long in coming. The answer was Elokim. The answer was Hashem. The answer is God. If a person wants to believe, if a person wants to have faith, then one of the things that he's told to do, suggested to do, is go out into the world, study nature, look at the brilliance, look at the beauty, look at the intricate systems and patterns that exist, that the world goes around in the sun and there's spring and winter and fall and summer and it works out perfectly, and this animal or this creature or this being, when it dies, it goes back into the system and something else comes out. This is something that Avraham Avinu discovered, and he helped us internalize that in order to come closer to faith, to come closer to belief, go out into the world, see and seek God in nature. That will help you, assist you in discovering and uncovering the emunah that is so easy, so tangible for us to connect to.